and enter into a special meeting of the Tourism Development Authority with the presentation of the Tourism Development Authority budget for fiscal year 2017-2018 and set a date up for public hearing and possible action. And with that, I'll hand it over to Mr. Scanlon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You are now sitting as the TDA. The TDA has a responsibility for overseeing how we handle and expend occupancy tax. So I'll be presenting that portion of our budget. As you already well know, the occupancy tax actually is three different taxes, and each one of those individual taxes has a statutory restriction on how those monies are to be used. Those are the formulas that's in the statutes. Here they are in application. We are projecting next year an occupancy tax to collect $10.5 million. You see the statutory breakdown on the screen. 3.5 has to go to promoting tourism, and the balance, the 7.5, can go to tourism-related expenditures. Tourism-related, the remainder of the money, the 7.5, here is a statutory definition here on how these funds can be spent. One of the things we do with this portion of the occupancy tax is operate Heritage Park and the Whalehead Club. Here is the proposed budget for operating next year. What I would like to point out to you is you see under the revenues, the very last revenue is how much of this operation is quote-unquote subsidized by occupancy tax. You'll see there's a $561,000 figure there. I wanted to report this to you because historically that had been about $800,000. And so we made a promise to the board when we took over operations that we could operate at less cost and generate more revenues, and we continue to do that. And it puts about $230-some thousand of occupancy tax can be used for other programs and other services. And so we're continuing to meet that mandate of operating it at a reduced cost. The balance of the tourism, the tourist related, is in these 5 services. These 5 things make up 80% of the remaining funds. It is to provide additional coverage of emergency medical services, additional ambulance and personnel that's required with the influx of the summer traffic of population. The Sheriff's Department also increases and upstaffs for the season. One of the largest capital project is the next one that has been discussed for some time is building a facility at Heritage Park. When we took over the operations, we inherited about 25 to 30 historic boats that have operated in Currituck Sound. They have been restored over the years by the Whalehead Trust. They need a place to be displayed as well as to be protected. And so with the residual funds being transferred to us from the trust and this appropriation, we can move forward with putting that building on the ground. The fourth thing there is the lifeguard services. And the last one is connecting Corolla is $442,000. Under that number, we have an initiative. In fact, we've already got the consultants on board. We are doing a plan for a beautification of NC-12 plan to address additional signage needs, landscaping needs along NC-12. We'll be looking at the interconnectivity between Bonita, NC-12, and the public access of Bonita. There's a public parking lot. It's the last parking lot that has not been improved, as well as a pedestrian access. We need to make, we're targeting that for improvements. We've installed a concrete structured handicap access at the Corolla Village Lane. We want to have 1 year of experience to see how that operates. If it does well, we would be looking to provide a similar structure at some of our other public accesses. Just like with the remaining county budget, I'm presenting this budget to you tonight. I am requesting that you set a public hearing and potential approval for June 5th. And in any fashion, the board has to adopt this budget by July 1st. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have about this. This budget also is on the county website for the folks to go back and look and review, as well as it's in the binders that will be displayed in my office for both the public and the general press. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.